Hey everybody, welcome to DraftKings. My name is Tyron Atkins, I am your host, and this is DraftKings FC, and joining me as usual is Andy Davis over there. Next to him is Edo Del Monte, and to my left, smiling Jamie Hinks. How are you guys?
Good, thanks.
Very, very good.
Yeah. Full of enthusiasm and
Yes.
vinegar. There we go.
Ready to chat.
Okay, so week 3 is over. It's the international break. Before we get into week 4, which is next week, just got a little series of questions, and here's a big one. It's very early in the season, I know, but I'm interested. I want to pick your brains. I want to tap into the Nostradamuses that you are, the Mystic Megs. Which big player is going to flop over the course of this season? Which player is not going to deliver on their promise? And I'm going to start with Jamie Hinks.
I hate saying this, but I think it's going to be Daniel Sturridge. I don't think it's going to be his own fault. I just don't think he's going to get played enough at Liverpool. Sorry.
Does Klopp not fancy him? I mean, what do you see?
I don't know. He's a weird one, isn't he? Because for Klopp, you could easily say for him, why should he trust him when he gets injured all the time? Why do you want to trust that player to be your main
paying
striker?
someone an awful lot of money a week. So
you
why
are,
did
but
you
like
sell
in
him
relative
first?
terms, his contract probably isn't that big compared to some of the other ones because he was signed before this whole ridiculous money game started happening. But yeah, I think I've read he's unsettled at Liverpool. I'm surprised he didn't go somewhere in the window, to be perfectly honest. I heard Spurs mentioned up there, but then again, will he get played enough? Probably not. And yeah, I think they should play him at centre forward. I think he's the best natural goal scorer they've got. But
He's
an
an old-fashioned, natural, greedy striker.
Well,
and every club needs one of them. I feel. I think he's superb.
You only had to see the end of last season. His goal record was up there. It was one of the best in Europe, probably in terms of goals per game. So, if it was me, I'd play him. But Klopp obviously doesn't fancy it.
And used to argue with Klopp. Edo, what about yourself? Which player is going to disappoint over the course of this season?
This is really difficult, but I suspect it may be Harry Kane. It's been happening for so long now, and he may need a break before he gets better. And I don't know, he's looked sluggish in these games. I've not really been impressed. Often enough, like Tottenham will get an injection of enthusiasm, of vigour by putting Janssen on. So why is this happening all the time? I don't know. Maybe it's just still fatigue from the summer, but last year he did score a freakish amount of goals. So even if this year, say, he comes up with, 16, that will still be considered a step back, a disappointment. So I'm going to risk it and say Harry Kane.
Okay.
I would have said Wayne Rooney, but I think that Wayne Rooney we all agree with, and it's been coming for a while. With Kane, I'm taking a bit more of a risk. And I really don't want it to happen because I love Harry Kane.
I think it is quite curious that so far, I haven't got to Andy yet, but we've gone for strikers. So we've gone for Sturridge and we've gone for Kane. But strikers can blow hot and cold. And as you know, Harry Kane, he didn't get firing till October last season. And
I think Rooney's been very good so far.
Yeah, he has. He's playing with a smile on his face.
He's got 2 assists. And it's good. I know you shouldn't read too much just into goals and assists, but I think if you look further into his stats, he's doing a lot better than he was under Van Gaal.
I think he's doing well and he's earning his money. So finally, Andy Davis, are you going to go with a striker as well? Who's going to disappoint this season?
Not disappoint, but I just think Yannick Bolasie isn't the answer for Everton at 25 million. He's one of those players that, when they get linked and the clubs they get linked with are just sort of going further and further down the table, he seems to be sort of passed on by the top 6 and then down to Everton. And I was never really convinced. I know Jamie was never really convinced with him when he was at Palace. So, Yannick Bolasie.
A big factor with Bolasie for me, though, is the fact that this is something that's not mentioned that much. He's 28 years of age.
Yeah.
He's getting on. And it seems like he had a blazing season last year. It was all legs, all yardage. That's great. But that's a massive amount of money for a guy who's really sort of entering into stage 3 of his career. I'm dumbfounded by it, actually.
He's so pacey, though. Like Andy said earlier, teams that like Tottenham lack pace in those positions. He just runs at people, and he's got skill as well. I'm not his biggest fan because I think he very much like Sissoko. When the TV cameras are on, they really impress. When the TV cameras aren't on, they don't. And you only had to see Sissoko warming up for France at the Euros when he realised the camera was on him and he started warming up. When he didn't realise it was on him, he was doing nothing.
Yeah. And likewise, Roy Hodgson looked more interested.
Yeah,
didn't he,
exactly. They're all TV people, we'll call them.
Unbelievable. What do you guys think, though? These gentlemen have picked some big names there as players that maybe might not deliver this year. But if you've got the app, which I'm sure you all have, and you're all getting involved with DraftKings, it's up to you. Do you go large still on your Harry Kanes or your Sturridges? Will you take a risk on new boy Bolasie at Everton? The choice is yours. Everybody, this is DraftKings. You can win big. Welcome to the big time.